Republic.
Yeah, the height by the DR is definitely making the difference here. Apart from very strong serves like that. 24.
And that's the end of the first set as the Dominican Republic take that set 25-18. What we'll do, we'll go to a commercial break, and then when we come back, we will have set number 2 lined up for you here on TNC 10. We'll be right back.
Did it.
Deals only happen once a year or only on special occasions. Walk into any one of our central TV and internet offices to get free installation, free modems, and free MyTV subscriptions. Visit us whether you're in Belize City, Belmopan, San Ignacio, or Benque, or give us a call toll-free at 0800 Cable TV. Central TV and Internet. Bundle and save.
Bundle and save. Central TV and Internet.
You're watching the National Channel. Don't go anywhere.
We're back at the Sacred Heart multipurpose, St. Catherine's Multipurpose Center here in Belize City. The Dominican Republic taking set number 1 from Guatemala as we get ready to bring you set number 2 in this monster matchup between the Dominican Republic and Guatemala.
Yes, Ray, I think as we could have seen in the first set, it was the size difference is making a big difference. Guatemala does have to start to get their passing to be more accurate rather than that. That's not going to be helpful. The big block, big jumping of DR. That's what they need. Guatemala is known for putting the ball on target, passing well, defending well. When they do that, they have a chance. Against this big team, if they don't do that, they won't have any chance.
So let's see what Guatemala can do here in set 2 to even it up.
And that's again what, like I mentioned earlier in the first set, Guatemala should be trying to serve aggressive and tactically just like that, because once they get the bad pass by the DR cannot set up as strong an attack, or it becomes more of a predictable attack, and the great Guatemala defense can come into play. But that's a good pass. So now that and that's a result of a good pass.
If we take a look at that once again on the replay,
you can see that Andy had to.
the block was not organized at the net.
Yeah, because Andy had to hesitate and wait for to see if the mid would be set. Just one of their high-flying jump serves. Let's see. Mary didn't do the best he could with that.
And the blockers for Dominican Republic, they're getting a piece of the ball
Every time. Their height, their reach. But Guatemala can get a good pass here again. They should try and go to their middle. Andy. Well, this is one they should take a give. Andy the ball. That was actually nice because what they did was put a speed set to the outside, and the outside attacker got a one-on-one. And no matter what your height as an attacker, if you get one-on-one, you should be able to take care of the ball.
Yeah, Eric Flores, he's a high-flying guy also for Guatemala.
Mary's not having his better days here. First set he struggled, they changed him, they substituted him, and here he has a service error.
And the coach of Guatemala not quite too happy with that last service.
And see, they're going to go straight to Neri. Set too low for a big jumper like Andy. And this, they're supposed to take care of this. That's what they should do. If Andy gets a one-on-one, he shouldn't be stopped.
That guy hits with authority.
Yes, I think something happened when he was young and he just hits the ball. Nice serve by him. Ooh, that's the referee let that clear. Oh my gosh, and the blocking should have. So that was a mistake by the blockers. They had the opportunity to throw the ball down and they just let it bounce off their hand, and with 3 DR players under it. So they recovered, and when you have high jumpers, you just need to get the ball up and high and away from the net for them to have a chance to hit hard. Good pass, they should do something with this. And they did.
5-4, Guatemala leading by 1 point here in set number 2.
Okay, now both countries have their setter in the front row. And let's say if DR is going to set to the outside, because the Guatemala setter, who is the shortest player on the court, but DR didn't have to do anything. Guatemala served in the net. So now the Guatemala setter is in the front row with 2 not so tall attackers.
Is the Guatemalan coach also a Cuban coach?
Yes, he's
from
Cuban.
Cuba?
Yeah. And he's been there a few years. Oh, well, the ball dug the player.
Excellent hustle there by the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, Guatemala, in their usual way, they were in the way of the wall. They did well. This is the player, if he gets on a roll, can cause a lot of damage for Guatemala. Well, he's going to damage Guatemala if he gets his roll in. And that's the second time around he's served into the net. The game's all tied up. Again, the Guatemala raise, if you can see the setter for Guatemala is in the front row. He's gonna, they hit him, they put him on the left side. They moved him over to the left side because they anticipated that the set would go to the outside. And it did, and the attacker just hit the ball out. Now let's see if the same thing happens, and let's see if the DR has read what's happening. They're gonna talk it out. And then he's gonna back set. He's
Okay,
talking.
switch.
There we go. Exactly as I said. Yeah. They quickly spoke about what Guatemala did and made the adjustment. That's
So,
how you play volleyball.
Reyes will be targeted by the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, wherever he goes. That wasn't that difficult to serve.
And we're at that 8-point mark again, and it's a official timeout on the floor. As the second set is very competitive. Dominican Republic up by 1 point. Guatemala had a slight lead, and the Dominican Republic coming back now to take that lead away from the Guatemalan.
Yeah, I think right now that Guatemala has their setter in the front row. They know this is a challenge, but just now they showed it very quickly where they were going to put the setter, and that made it too easy. I think they have to hide the setter a bit better. They have to wait, and he has to pretend like he's going to go to the correct spot that he normally goes, and then switch out afterwards, so that the DR has to communicate a lot more in getting the ball to where he is.
And we see the coach trying to lift the spirits of the Guatemalan players, trying to get his message across, very vocal in that timeout.
Yeah, well, being 1 point down, I think they feel confident. Guatemala has let that one pass through again.
And that is not the type of defense you want to see after coming out of a timeout where the offensive side serve an ace.
Yeah, I think that Neri is, you know, he's their weakest passer, and I think at this speed he really doesn't want to pass the ball, and so he's not. Okay, let's see what they're gonna do. The bro lifts the ball for Neri. Net. So Neri managed to get that one through, and DR was over aggressive at the block, and they had a net violation.
And Neri have to do something big for him to start to gain his confidence in this game.
Yeah, and the team needs him. He's their second highest jumper. The team needs him. So he needs to get into it, not be intimidated. So nice play by DR, leaving practically no blockers. And they had to jump twice just now. Not the best of passes, not the best of set, but Andy, with his incredible power, managed to get that ball through the block.
And Guatemala will take the points whichever way it comes right now. As that they are not in sync as a unit that when we saw them play against Belize, and when we saw them play yesterday, we're not seeing that dominant contingent of players out there.
Yes, but the difference is the pressure that DR is putting on them. And that they should block, yeah. They read that well. And nice read by the blockers. Guatemala doing well with touching some of these balls. Oh, that's a close call.
And the ball has been changed.
The referee,
Ball has been changed.
remember when you were talking last night, it's the same thing. The referees cannot do this. They cannot show one way and then go the next. That's indecision. This is a big game. He can create severe problems for himself.
This is the same referee that was on the stand against Belize and Guatemala.
Yes. But it is, on the replay you can see it's a clear lift. So in the end, the correct call was made. And So it's all tied up at 10. Guatemala is trying hard. They're getting their hands on the ball now, doing a better read at the block. And I must say, DR is not playing a slow game. They're keeping that ball just above the antenna height, even with these high jumpers. Guatemala needs a good pass. Let's see if they go. And that's Anthony with the, once the ball is passed well and Andy is in the front row and he can get a one-on-one, it should be point for Guatemala. And if a man is hot, you keep giving him the ball. Now let's see if Neri can do something with the ball. Give an easy serve.
Free ball for Dominican.
Did a good dig. Let's see, he recovered nicely for that. And there they go to Andy. And that's a free ball. And they go to Andy again. And this is what they need to do. Although Andy went against two blockers that time, but he still read it. They were waiting. See, they were waiting for him, but he has good vision of the block. Or the left side is his favorite side, one of the two. And that's a very easy serve. And it's out. I don't know why they went to speed on that one. They did not need to go fast.
And if Guatemala score another point here, Dominican Republic will be forced to call a timeout.
Yes, I don't think that's about 4 points. 1, 2, 3, about 3 points in a row. Out. That's 2 mistakes in a row. Hitting arrows. Oh, what did they call? Net on the blocker.
So the point goes to the Dominican Republic.
Well, the DR coach will still be upset because his players made hitting errors. The coaches, the referees are going to have to get a hold of the DR coach. So he's complaining too much, complaining about everything. There's a difference between the scoreboard and the score at the desk, and that's the complaint. And Andy's making his serve. It's just out. Let's see on the rip how far that was out. It's pretty close. All in the toss. Wow. Yep, slightly out.
It's about 6 inches out.
Give it back. So now the setter for Guatemala comes to front row again. Now Guatemala has to find a solution for this. Both teams have their setters in the front row. Quick set, ball hit towards. Libero was at the 1 position. Guatemala needs to have a good pass here. They're putting in 4 passers on number 8. And the ball actually hit Neri. Guatemala's opposite made a good effort, but there was a double block sealed and ready waiting for him.
And the score is all tied up at 15 apiece. In set number 2, if you've just joined us, Dominican Republic took set number 1 by a score of 25-18.
They can't have this guy go on a roll again. Ooh, that is not good. There you go. The referee made the call. And so 16-15. 16-15 Guatemala is up.
The score is 16 Guatemala, 15 the Dominican Republic. As we at that 16-point mark where there's an official timer on the floor.
Yeah. So Ray, what you see happening here now is that Guatemala has made a few adjustments and they've cut down on some of the errors. For example, last set we remember that Dominican Republic had something like 3 to maybe 5 aces, and this set so far I think is 1. I don't think they're giving up the same amount of aces. They've also managed to pass the ball better, which then they when Andy's in the game, they're trying to feed him. DR has not managed to stop him yet. So it's critical right now that Guatemala gets the ball to their setter in the right location. Otherwise, the DR team will set up with their huge double block and create problems for them. One thing you must say about the Guatemala players, they put themselves in the way of the ball. They're not worried about being hit by the hard hit balls. And one got
It's a
away.
free ball.
Yep, and they got away. It was at the net. And Guatemala basically gives them back a free ball. And that's very lucky. Everybody playing with the ball at the net should have been a Jack Smith by both teams.
And the score is 17-15. Guatemala leading by 2 points. And that one was hit long. 17-16. Guatemala up.
Yeah. And Guatemala wants to get past these rotations as quickly as possible with their setter in the front row. So they need to win this point right away on the first. All it was given to them. So they're pretty happy about that. And here comes Andy again.
So Chinchilla now serving for Guatemala.
Right. And now Dia.
Oh.
Why will he do that?
Oh. Those are the service that drive coaches nuts.
Yep. Not when you have Andy in the game like that. You need to maximize the points when he's in the match. Now the DR knows that Guatemala basically has only 2 hitters in this situation. They might go to the... And that's what they needed to do with Neri from the start. I don't know why they were shooting the ball so low before. I would have given him the chance, like he had just now first, to do what he likes.
Yeah,
which is a slightly higher ball, a medium height ball. And then if that is stopped, then go to something quicker. Now this is Guatemala's strongest blocking formation. So they need to make good serves. That was a heavy cut.
That was a well-placed ball.
Yeah, that's a heavy cut by the DR player to put it inside the attack zone of his opponent. Then the setter may set the ball on the outside.
Ball came too fast to Neri. Reaction time was limited.
Quick reaction by Andy. Andy is showing you his quickness. He doesn't only hit hard, he's very quick. He was the first to touch the ball. Lot of movement, quick off his feet, and very quick hands. Probably some of the quickest arm swing out here. What does normally happen to Guatemala. Is Andy getting tired? But they're going to him for everything.
We see Mercedes is now back in the game, and also number 7 for the Dominican Republic, Reyes.
So Guatemala needs a good pass here. They're in their second rotation. Decent pass, and they go to Andy again. And you see, because of the power of Andy, even though he just barely tipped that ball from way up in the stratosphere, the players at the back were so worried about the power of the hit, they were unable to react fast enough. And DR calls a timeout because they're behind by 2 points in the late stage of the match.
So we're seeing a different mindset to the Guatemalan team here in the second set.
Yes, the game has become very tactical at the moment. So Guatemala setter is now in the back row and Andy is in the front row still. I think Andy now goes to serve. But with Andy in the front row, that's when, if you notice, Guatemala is making their points. He both create a problem for DR, that he's a very big blocker, and his attacking ability as well. So you're going to see that Guatemala wants to try and get this done now.
And just to give you an idea, our viewers out there watching, the next game coming up at 5 o'clock will be Panama going against Honduras. And in the nightcap at 7:30, Belize will be taking on Nicaragua.
So I expect DR to go with something safe at the moment. I expect them to put a medium to high ball on the outside. And Andy served out according to the line's judge. That's 2 service errors in a row. Thought he would have taken something off on that serve, because they need points. Oh, number 8, as we say,
Lopez was
like a cato.
Lopez was tied up in the net.
Yes, all up in the net. He was so anxious to get that Jack Smith. Okay, so Guatemala does a very interesting thing here, whereby they have now done the double switch. They've brought in another person for the setter and bring in a setter for the opposite, so they can get a bit more height, a bit more blocking, but they're still pretty short in the back row. I still expect DR to set something high and not with speed. There we go. That's what I expected them to do, because they're meeting shorter blockers on the defensive side. And take advantage of their jumping ability.
Juan de Jesus checked in for Dominican Republic.
Okay. Well, Guatemala is thinking here they need to get, I think, in 2 more rotations, and Andy is back in. So they need to get this. They need to go point for point for the next 2 points. And there they gain 1. DR brings back in number 12.
That's Arredondo.
Okay. So DR may go to the middle, but again they have jumpers on the outside, so why not just stay with what's safe? So they went to the middle. So again, I think you're going to see Guatemala here just wanting to get past this rotation, because they have some not so tall folks in the front, and they're playing there with 3 passers, and the ball was given easy enough for a finger. So the attacker, knowing he's going to go against 3 big blockers, he hit high and hard And they bring in a server, somebody to serve for the middle blocker. That is so number 4.
So Chinchilla is out for Guatemala, and in is Menendez.
Yeah, so they bring him in
Axel
to
Menendez.
serve. They bring him in to serve, and they bring him in to play D, because middles are not known for their great defense. So they need, and this is what they wanted. But unfortunately, too much height. Too much height for Guatemala. But Guatemala has the 24-23 lead. Now they're going to be a little bit tight here, but they need to relax and make a good pass with an attack. And there's Andy in the front row. So this is what they want. They should be, oh, they got an easy ball. They should be going to Andy. They should, oh, they can't go to Andy. Andy. And what was the call?
And Guatemala taking
Win the
set
second set.
number 2 from Dominican Republic, and like we mentioned earlier, this one could go the full 5 set. What we'll do, we'll take a commercial break, and then when we come back, set number 3 will be on the way from the St. Catherine's Multipurpose Center here in Belize City. We'll be right back.
Have you been away from a TV when there's something on that you want to watch? Or someone's using the only TV in the house and you can't watch your show? Introducing My TV from Central TV and Internet that puts you in control of your TV time. My TV is designed with you in mind. Whether you're on the go, on break from school or work, or simply relaxing in your backyard, you can have access to local TV at your fingertips. Never miss a show again. My TV offers a 24-hour playback feature so you can go back in time to watch your favorite show. This feature also allows you to pause and watch at your convenience. My TV is available to anyone with internet, wherever they may be. Watching mobile TV has never been easier. Our apps are available on both Google Play and Apple's App Store. My TV works with most Android and Apple devices, including phones and tablets. Players for computers with Windows 7 and 8 or Apple MacBooks can be downloaded from the following links. With My TV from Central TV and Internet, you won't be a slave to your TV anymore. You can watch your programs at your own convenience. You don't have to sit around waiting for your program to begin. The playback feature allows you to access 24 hours of programming. Just select a time, and My TV takes you back to what was showing at that time. My TV offers select programs which includes all of Belize's leading local channels, sports, telenovela, kids, and Prime Network channels. Stay tuned in news, talk shows, sporting events, and local programming. It's time to take control. Want My TV? Just contact your nearest Central TV and Internet office, and our friendly customer service representatives will assist you with the registration process. Or simply sign up and register your account through the following link.
We are back for set number 3. It's all even at 1 set apiece, so let's see what if Guatemala can continue off the momentum from set number 2, or Santo Domingo can rebound off the loss of set number 2.
Interesting, Ray, was that the DR bench has moved in front of us, and there was no sense of panic or anxiety in the coaches and the players. They seem quite calm and confident. And finally, Neri is getting into his game. But if you notice, they changed the type of set they were giving him. They've now raised the ball to what I'm going to say is a medium speed. It's with some height. Give him an opportunity to just use his jumping ability. A missed set, miscommunication. Good dig by DR. Andy comes down, something hurt. He's holding something. He's holding something.
Just below his chest area.
Yep. I'm surprised the FIVB doctor is, oh, he got elbowed in the chest. Apparently I see the other guy giving the signal. But the FIVB doctor is from Guatemala. He knows these players very well. DR tried to go after Neri, who, like I said, is the least of the passers, but they missed, served out.
Unforced error.
And clearly the DR player was well above the Guatemala blocker, hitting over and to the back. Guatemala still managed to get their hand on the ball, but could not get it up.
Wilfredo Hernandez for the Dominican Republic. Serve over.
I don't know which referee blew the whistle. They appeared that the ball touching it.
It was the first referee who blew the whistle.
He's saying he made a mistake. The line judge was signaling that there was no touch. He should not be making any signal. Let the referees do their part, but here we go again. Repeat.
Ooh.
Service error.
And that seems to unravel
So that's
Hernandez a little bit.
2 service errors already on Ore by them. Just start.
Score is 3-2. Guatemala up.
We're just going to say it's about time Andy starts to get some in. And DR sets a quick. And the ball is hit out. Seems like hitting errors or errors in a row plagues the DR team.
And when they make their errors, they make them in bunch.
Yeah, and that's why I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast that the Guatemala team is normally more efficient, and that's what they're going to go against. And Guatemala had the chance with the Jack Smith, but give it to their setter.
Chinchilla coming through that time.
Yep, quick set, and he was there. He went around the block as well. Nicely done. DR needs to get themselves together. They've had a few bad passes in a row, and you see the players scraping the floor, trying to blame something. And Andy is getting warm, so that's not good. But the DR player managed to put it off the block.
It was a good dig by the Liberio. And number 5, the little guy that they don't get too much publicity for the work that they do.
Yes, that's true. And I don't get why DR is trying to play so fast in those situations where the ball is not set so passed so properly.
And with the help of the net, Marshall with an ace.
From the 1-point game.
That's Mercedes for the Dominican Republic with ace. And hitting that ball long.
Another ace.
It's another ace?
Yep. Line judge called it in and the referee called it in. So it's all tied up.
So it's tied at 5 apiece. Let's take, okay. We missed that.
I missed the replay, huh? That one's definitely out.
That one is out. And that gives Guatemala a 1-point lead. And the coach is, for Dominican Republic is using Mercedes just on serving duties.
Nice pass. Yeah, the setter didn't do the best job with it, but his offensive guy took care of the ball and still got a point. Managed to raise up and take care of the ball.
Castillo seeing the seam in the defense and perfectly placed that ball.
Yep. And that's what you need to do with the sets that aren't perfect. Get your hand up quickly and hit from high. And Chinchilla and his setter are using a quick set that some years ago used to call the ultra. This is called, we used to call it an ultra quick because they don't wait for the ball to peak before attacking it like a usual quick set. They hit it on the way up. That's away. No man, they have to do better with the ball and that. And that's the result of good blocking, sealed, but also the result of the person getting that easy ball and not getting it to the setter properly. Becomes predictable for the blockers. And they have an ace.
An ace for the 8-point for Dominican Republic.
And that's by the same guy who created the problems in the first set.
That's Henry Lopez. He's an outside hitter, but that guy serves with authority. And so we know that he has his 4th ace here in the match.
I think after this match he might be leading the tournament as best server. He's making many aces and against the best receiving team, Guatemala.
So as we look forward to the schedule, we know that Honduras will be taking on Panama. Panama losing to Belize in 4 sets last night. Honduras started out well by winning their first match, and after that they find themselves going downhill. And then in the nightcap, it will be Belize, I should say, going up against Nicaragua. And Nicaragua is yet to get a win.
Yes, they are, and Honduras is definitely hoping to try and go 2-1 against Panama. Panama is trying hard to get their first win of the tournament. I'm sure they don't want to go home with 0 wins. So tonight is their opportunity. And you can see that the Guatemala team has decided to feed the middle. And that one wasn't quite the ultra, but that's the 3rd set towards the middle was Chinchilla was in the front row.
And the Dominican Republic coach is still complaining.
Yeah, because his middle blocker was not doing their job. Now you see Guatemala does this sometimes. They put their middle blocker at the 1 position in defense to try and hide him, because that's the place they don't expect the ball to be hit, and so they put their middle blocker after he serves in the 1 position. But in that time it counted against them because the attacker gave the ball easy, but he misplayed it. He still misplayed it. Good pass by.
And we have been seeing a lot of that from number 3 for Guatemala, Arias. Those little trick play.
Nice move. They caught the DR team completely by surprise. They didn't even move.
But the timing is great on how this guy make those plays.
So we can see that the Guatemala team seems to be choosing to float serve to number 4 of DR Hernandez, but they paid for it on that one with the back row attack. Andy is a very strong fellow. What is the DR complaining about again? This is one complaining team. Rather than just play. I think they're not expecting to be in this position, and so they're trying to blame everything and complain. Oh, see the referee gave them a break right there, and they still did not do well. But you can, Guatemala is
Double
going
contact.
after Hernandez.
Hernandez,
They're serving to
double
Hernandez. And the referee has decided to change the setter, but not sure why. Maybe because they're all playing terribly. But you see if Guatemala is going to go after number 4 again. They've given about 4 or 5 balls already. Not that time. And this is what I was saying from earlier. I did not understand why the DR was not putting the ball up like that higher for their high jumpers, because they're going against shorter blockers. They were going with too much speed, too much low balls, which requires a lot more timing. This new setter came in, put the ball higher, and they get a point. Nice pass. And to Andy again, but Andy couldn't hit the ball hard, too tight.
And Andy realizing that he couldn't touch the ball again.
Yep, he did. It came off his hands on the block, touched it, but nobody helped him. But it's hard to be reversing and then change gears and go forward, and the other blockers were in reverse. It's like your car transmission, going back and then try to turn back can be challenging. So Hernandez of DR goes to serve again. The way the DR is lined up at the net, you gotta be careful for screening. And so DR has gone up by 2 points.
Timeout, Guatemala.
I'm surprised Guatemala is letting up there. They had a momentum going. The momentum was on their side.
But Wilfredo Hernandez on that ace read the defense well and went over the top of the defense.
Yeah. I actually think the serve receive for Guatemala is not lined up properly. They're too high. They're lined up like for a float receive. And Hernandez is giving them top spin. So it's very difficult to make an adjustment. It's going one way or the other. DR has the momentum back again, and we are in second rotation for Guatemala. And second rotation for DR. The way DR lines up at the front, if that ball goes over them,
Well, they're in a straight line except for the libero.
yes, but it depends on where this ball goes. That's very close to screening, but it's not. Number 16 did the best he could, but he met some very big blockers. He hit high. The setter did well, hit high, but there were the blockers. And this is what DR wants to do. If they can get the predictable set, they will set up their big blockers. Well, Guatemala needs to put the ball on the setter like that and give it to Andy. And
there was no blockers on that side that time.
well, that's because I said give it to Andy, and the blockers went for Andy, and then the setter did not set Andy. That was great. I hope that was great vision. But they left the number 5 all by himself. They thought the ball would have come to Andy. That's how it is sometimes. You have to guess. That was close. Oh, that could have been called a double. Nice hit by DR down the line, right around the blocker. I'm not sure about this one. I really think the referee should look at that. If you're a young player watching the game, you have to look at how the back row is not standing just anywhere. If you notice just now, the attacker went up against one blocker and the back row shifted over to the 5 side. All 3 players were on that side ready to try and dig.
Bueno serving for Guatemala. It was killed by Castillo of the Dominican Republic. 16-13. Timeout on the floor.
One-on-ones it's almost too easy for DR when they get one-on-ones because they have vision of the court, and for the most part will be getting around a one-on-one unless the one-on-one blocker tries to disguise it, show one way and block the next way. But other than that, the DR players will get that ball down.
So Guatemala finding themselves down by 3 points here in set number 3 as we are all tied up 1 set apiece. Dominican Republic taking set number 1 and Guatemala bouncing back in set number 2 to take set number 2.
Yeah, so DR has made some adjustments. Guatemala is not passing the ball as well, but they gave that one away. So now it's a 2-point game. And now we enter the last stage of the game. There are 2 last stages to the set. One is what we call when you reach 16, and the next one is when you reach 20. So this is the first of the latter stages of the match, and it's only a 2-point game. Well, make that 3. Guatemala serving into the net, but they do have to try and be aggressive. And number 8.
Yeah, this guy could
the
serve.
Third guy. 3 passes by Guatemala. And I guess the first set was his roll. He had a mini roll the last time around.
So the teams that are trading points off on forced errors, the last 3 points, is off on serve.
Predictable.
Forced errors.
I don't understand. You know, many people wonder, how can you be so tall and make a mistake?
I said the ball was tipped.
But the mistake.
Oh, clearly that ball was tipped by Guatemala.
But the mistake happens because of the pressure of the blocker. Yeah, ball moving fast. Someday we'll have the challenge system. 2, 3. There we go. They did the right thing. And Mary saw the block. He got a split block. And that split block came because of Andy. Andy had the first play.
Timeouts. Dominican Republic.
Yeah, but it's all tied up. So DR can't afford for this one to get away from them again, because then psychologically they'll be, first of all, two sets down, one set down to 1, and second of all, the pressure of being the favorite is going to come on them very heavily. So they need to make sure they pull this one out, and the longer the set goes right now, the more pressure they feel to win, because they do realize what's going to happen in the next set. They do realize the additional pressure they'll feel in the next set, so they have to try it and pull this one out. And they had the lead. So DR is basically 2.5 passers.
Brandon Chinchilla serving for Guatemala.
And he went for number 4. And number 4 was blocked. Guatemala was waiting on that. Guatemala read that very well. And if you notice, Guatemala continues to serve to number 4. Let's see if they shift him across. Yep, they've shifted him across a little bit. So you have 2 passers. Number 8 is taking up half the court. The libero is trying to help number 4. They went to the libero. He didn't do such a good job either. Free ball for Guatemala. This ball should be coming where it's good. And there's Andy. And they're making a run just like the last time when Andy was in the front row. So the coach is putting back the original setter in the game for DR. The setters are, let's see, the setters are in the front row. And again, let's see if they still try to reach number 4. He's moving on closer and closer to the edge. The libero took care of it that time. Was blocked, read well by Guatemala. And a tip by number 4. Well, he's that tall, but still feared the block and did a tip. And was the tactical right decision to make, because Guatemala was way at the back waiting for the hit. So great tactical decision. But now they're down 18-19, and they serve out. And they serve to the wrong player too. Serve to the best, Guatemala's best passer beside the libero. And Guatemala does a double change again, which puts the setter in the back row. Great tactical work by Guatemala in the last 2 sets. I still think they might try to go to the outside, because the opposite for Guatemala is pretty short, unless Guatemala makes a change. Let's see.
Aldo serving for Guatemala.
But they're still going at number 4. So still serving to number 4. And number 4 took care of that ball. So still down by 1. And now DR is in their first rotation. And so is Guatemala. Neri beats the ball through the block. And they call the ball against Guatemala because of penetration over the net, which is a very questionable call. Let me see. Oh, can they show that? It depends if any part of the ball is across the plane. Bring it up. Oh, it's legal. It's legal, but so close. And most of the time referees will not make that call. Yeah, that's a good call. I'm surprised that these, you know, I hate to say this in public, but sometimes the referees in Central America are weak. And not so much their fault, they just don't get enough exposure to the high-level game. Because that call would have never been made at a very high level. But so we have the score 21-20.
21-20, Guatemala up by 1 point.
Okay, they get the dig, the nut, Well, they didn't get the set they want. That's a lucky play.
It hit off the outside of the blocking.
You can see the pressure, and exactly what I said before, Ray. You can see now the pressure starting to mount on DR. You can see the pressure mounting on DR because they thought they were going to pull this out. Still time to pull it out, but now they're down in the last second stage of the final part of the match, as I mentioned, when you pass 20. And so DR now is feeling a bit of pressure, they're being down 22-20.
But I still believe that the injury to Mercedes is having an effect on the Dominican Republic team, because we know that Mercedes can play at a very high level, but he's just being utilized in the game as blocker and also as server. So, you know, normally he would be on the court for a longer period of time and get into the flow of the game.
That's right. The Mercedes, number 13 for DR, is calling for the ball. He wants the ball. Let's see where they go. They're still serving to number 4, and they gave the ball. Oh my gosh. This referee is he's saying that Guatemala net. Well, I guess they did.
Yes, they did.
That is a savior for DR. Surprising. Number 13 called for the ball and then did not approach correctly to attack. The setter gave it to him. And the libero for Guatemala does a decent pass. And here, and Andy puts away the ball. Andy has a great read of the block, even at the speed he's hitting.
Guys hit with authority.
Yeah, he has very quick reaction, quick jump, quick attack. And let's see what if he's going to go aggressive at the ball. And he does.
Ace.
Ace. That's what happens when you beat the ball and you touch the top of the net. It just squeezes past at 24-21. But again, only libero for DR reacted to that. That's not the way it should be. Should be more players reacting. And he got another ace.
Another ace to close off set number 3 is Guatemala, as they are now up 2-1 over the Dominican Republic. What we'll do, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we will have set number 4 for you here from the St. Catherine's Multipurpose Center. We'll take a break and then we'll be right back.
That deals only happen once a year or only on special occasions. Walk into any one of our central TV and internet offices to get free installation, free modems, and free MyTV subscriptions. Visit us whether you're in Belize City, Belmopan, San Ignacio, or Benque, or give us a call toll-free at 0800 Cable TV. Central TV and Internet. Bundle and save.
Bundle and save. Central TV and Internet.
How many times have you been away from a TV when there's something on that you want to watch? Or someone's using the only TV in the house and you can't watch your show? Introducing MyTV from Central TV and Internet that puts you in control of your TV time. MyTV is designed with you in mind. Whether you're on the go, on break from school or work, or simply relaxing in your backyard, you can have access to local TV at your fingertips. Never miss a show again. MyTV offers a 24-hour playback feature so you can go back in time to watch your favorite show. This feature also allows you to pause and watch at your convenience. MyTV is available to anyone with internet, wherever they may be. Watching mobile TV has never been easier. Our apps are available on both Google Play and Apple's App Store. My TV works on most Android and Apple devices, including phones and tablets. Players for computers with Windows 7 and 8 or Apple MacBooks can be downloaded from the following links. With My TV from Central TV and Internet, you won't be a slave to your TV anymore. You can watch your programs at your own convenience. You don't have to sit around waiting for your program to begin. The playback feature allows you to access 24 hours of programming. Just select a time, and My TV takes you back to what was showing at that time. My TV offers select programs, which includes all of Belize's leading local channels, sports, telenovela, kids, and Prime Network channels. Stay tuned in news, talk shows, sporting events, and local programming. It's time to take control. Want My TV? Just contact your nearest Central TV and Internet office, and our friendly customer service representatives will assist you with the registration process, or simply sign up and register your account through the following link.
As we get set to bring you set number 4, Dominican Republic taking set number 1, but Guatemala bouncing back handsomely to take set number 2 and set number 3.
Yes, Ray. Guatemala is I would guess the stronger team as a team mentally over DR, but I might be wrong, and now we're going to see if DR can prove that by trying to recover in this set. Guatemala has made some tactical moves, and DR is yet to respond. And
Neri going high for that ball.
Nice call, nice transition call by DR after the rally, and have a back row player coming behind the middle attacker. So number 8 gets his second serve, but we don't want, if I was going to say, if he gets warm, problems, but he served in the net.
Unforced errors in the third set cost Dominican Republic that set, and same thing happening here in set number 4.
And Neri is now warmed up. He's now playing very aggressive with a lot more confidence than in the beginning, where he seemed intimidated. But he's playing much more aggressive, and I don't think the blockers for DR were properly lined up.
That was a low service right at the net.
I don't know, I guess DR was standing way at the back expecting a hard hit, and were late in reacting to the, yep, you can see there, very late in reacting to the roll ball. You can see a lot more conversation happening between the DR players, the conversation of being unsure.
And that ball was in.
Ball was hit in. So they're lined up with 3 receivers, Guatemala is. And just out. Linesman called out. DR is not complaining.
Yeah, just out.
And like you said, the unforced errors are the difference here. Guatemala is an efficient team. You don't want to be making too many unforced errors like this. This is going to cost them. That's barely in. So Neri back to serve. They fed number 4 on that. Let's see who the DR will turn to be their money man, so to speak. Oh, Andy was late and he was way back from the net. Net
ball.
Net by number 16.
Ball against the Dominican Republic.
Another unforced error. How much are we? About 4 already in this set?
About 4.
Of the 6 points Guatemala have, 4 have been given away. Guatemala is an efficient team. They should not be giving away these points. It's going to come back to haunt them. And Andy serves out. Libero in for Andy. And Hernandez goes to serve for DR. You can see the energy level in DR is not where it was earlier. And if this set continues like this, you're going to see some anxiety pick up. Great one-on-one block by the DR player, reaching high and over the net.
That's number 16.
Yeah, he was up there very high.
Castillo, Victor Castillo.
Yeah, with proper blocking form, pushing the ball down. And here we go with 4 receivers by another service error. I wonder if they're fatigued or what. That's a lot of service errors. I would just, sorry, go ahead.
I think it's more a lack of concentration.
Yeah, I think so. If they reach somebody reaches 16 and they continue to serve like that, I'd expect them to cut that back. And they're going after number 4. Guatemala changed that strategy somewhere in the second set, beginning a third set, and they've decided to serve everything at number 4. I think that number 4 is in the back row. The DR might make a substitution for him. Not in this rotation when he goes all the way around again.
I think they're trying to force the issue, the Dominican Republic, on their service. Instead of just trying to get the ball across the net and then let the defense take care of the rest, and try to get Guatemala to create some mistake off the easy serve. And they are going for those power service, and they're creating a lot of errors doing that.
Yeah, there are way too many unforced errors. Well, we're in the first 1/3 of the set, so heading into the second third. Guatemala's bench is right in front of us, and they're quite animated, lots of energy. DR, on the other hand, not as energetic, but still not yet in panic mode.
As we have number 5, Flores, Eric Flores, for Guatemala. And the errors continues for the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, and Guatemala went after number 4 but missed, hit the libero. Libero put the ball on the money, and the setter misset the ball, making the attacker have a difficult time. He should have done better with the ball, but he hit it in the net. So Guatemala setter is in the front row. Let's see if they play standard, and then DR should try and hit over him. Yeah, if he's playing standard, there comes the ball. And the back set, ball put away by DR. I think DR is trying to make things way too complicated for trying to play with their size versus Guatemala's side. I have no clue. They're behind in sets, they're behind in points, and they're still forcing a high-speed game, which means that you have to be far more accurate.
Excellent dig.
Good dig. And come back to number 4. And they give it high. And Guatemala dug the ball. Nice lift. And the guy just hit the ball. And there you go. You can see the Guatemala player, the outside player, is just hitting it with everything he has. He's practically hitting it level because the DR players are so high. In fact, I would venture to say that it's possible that the DR players are jumping too high for this outside attacker, which makes it difficult to block. Guatemala is checking, doing a rotation check to make sure they don't have a rotational fault. Guatemala setter still in front row.
Gonzalez serving for Guatemala and putting that ball long.
Good serve that time. And that's the thing about the quick attack. Doesn't even have to be hard, but it gets upon the defense so quick. It's all about reaction time.
Yeah, you catch the defense trying to move into position and the ball is right on top of them. The reaction time is not there.
Yeah. The libero for DR seemed to have been in a no man's land. Don't know what he was doing there. Chinchilla serves, and he's trying to go for number 4. He made it. And it was read by Guatemala with 2 blockers on the quick. They run the same play again, and Frias puts away the ball.
So the score is 11-8. Guatemala, who is leading over Dominican Republic by 2 sets, 2-1.
Here comes the man, Ray. This is the man that Guatemala is hoping won't get warm. Oh, a good pass. And they almost blocked Andy on that one. Well, they blocked him, but the recovery wasn't where it should be. So Andy and his setters are talking, and he's saying he wants the ball a little bit more to one way or the other. Guatemala is set up with 3 passers against number 8 of DR. Lopez gets an ace. So the first one that Lopez served, Guatemala did well with the pass, but they were blocked. And on this one, they gave up a Jack Smith.
That ball came dipping too quick for the defense of Guatemala.
But they don't want him to get warm. Somebody's okay. So there are lots of little tricks you can play to try and slow the game down, and I was expecting that one of them would throw themselves after the ball and wet the floor. Then you have to wipe the floor, which takes away from the rhythm of the server. So the setter for Guatemala is now serving. Arias gives an easy serve. Tandem play. Dug by Guatemala. And forced through the block as well as net by DR. Guatemala playing very, very aggressive. Great dig by the libero just now. Guatemala playing with a lot of confidence. They are not playing with the same level of intensity or animation and energy as they were. I have no clue what the setter was trying to do there.
He was trying to float that ball across the net.
Oh, well, they should have been tactically going to number 4 that has been working all day for them. Why that side? When something works, you don't change it. Nice dig. A tall player, and the setter gets it, lifts it up for the outside, who just the outside Guatemala player just beating the heck out the ball. And he comes back.
rally going on.
Oh, bad set by the setter.
The ball hit the
Too far
pole.
outside. Too far outside. Playing fast, but Guatemala has to play fast. They're known for playing fast, even when they were a much shorter team. They're usually the fastest playing team in Central America. And ball touched by the back row defense by DR. Very lazily touched. Like he was unsure if the ball was in or out. For a 2-point game.
And they're serving.
Yep. And they went up to number 4. Number 4 made a one-on-one. Oh!
Said it was tipped. He's saying that the ball was tipped.
And he already has a card, so he can't go up. He can't be complaining too much. Oh yes, he missed the ball. He didn't touch it. And of course they would give it to him back. But DR knew that as well. They had multiple blockers on him. He knew they were going to give him the ball again. With a good pass.
And that one stays in for the Dominican Republic. As it's a 1-point game, Guatemala looking to close out the match here in set number 4.
Strangely enough, again, the energy of DR is low. If Guatemala can get a run, another run, this match is over. Nice turn by Chinchilla. That was good read of the block. He was running, facing the 5, going for the 5. Blocker was up and he turned the ball back to 1. He saw the blocker clearly.
As there's a timeout on the floor, Guatemala keeping the pressure on the Dominican Republic. After the Dominican Republic took set 1, 25-18, Guatemala bounced back in set number 2 to take that set 25-23, which was a very competitive set 2. And in set 3, it was Guatemala taking set 3, 25-21. And now they are leading here in set number 4 by 2 points, 16-14.
If Guatemala goes on to win this match 3-1, it will definitely give confidence to other teams that they can take out the DR team by just playing more efficient volleyball. They're going to follow some of the same strategies. Now, whether they can execute it as well as Guatemala, that's yet to be seen. But definitely, it will give hope. So we reached that point rate that I mentioned is 16, that 16-point mark. That's the first of the latter stage. It's still going at number 4. And now we see some energy from DR.
Yeah, there was an exclamation point with that hit.
Maybe that will turn them around. That will be the motivation. So Guatemala did the double switch again. DR was thinking there. They put up no blockers and left only their 3 guys in the back to dig a ball that was very hittable by Guatemala. And the new opposite that came in, the substitute opposite came in and hit the ball with no blockers for a point.
is
right on the line, and the DR calls a timeout. Again, we're in the latter part of the match. Now it starts to get the tension builds up, the stress builds up.
Gerardo Gonzalez,
Yep, it's in.
the setter with the ace to put a little distance in between them and the Dominican Republic.
Okay, well, I can see on the monitor that the coach of DR is definitely very animated and upset. Look at that, you can see they're very upset. I'm not sure if that's maybe that's their way, but they need to get some energy going here. Let's see if they remain with the same tactic. Well, I guess in these jump serves, these guys are trying to hit the ball, especially since number 4 is in the middle of the court. They're just trying to go at him as hard as possible. I went to the libero and got an ace with a Jack Smith. The libero should not have made that mistake. He is, after all, the libero. And Neri put that ball away. 19-16, 3-point lead. And you can see the blockers of Guatemala holding the back of their heads because this guy is just trying to bump the ball as hard as he could. And it's blocked by Guatemala. 3 blockers. Very well read. Very well read. The ball was passed far on the outside. And they're calling, DR is calling the last time out. As we're about to enter the second part of the latter stage of the match, which is at point 20.
And they're up by 5 points. It's 20 to 16, 20 to 15. Dominican Republic up.
Yeah, I think, yeah, 20 to 15. Wow. That's some major distance right there to try and cover in the last stage here, Ray. But it's not impossible for DR. I think if they simplify their game and start playing so fast, especially with the front row, stay away from Neri, go to the other guys, I think they should be fine. But first of all, they need to pass the ball well, and they've not done that the last two times.
They would have to play perfect volleyball for the next 5 points.
So what they need to do is just get the ball up and get the setter can then get the ball to the outsides. They don't even have to worry about their middle. The outsides can climb over the Guatemala players. So that's what they should be thinking. They shouldn't be worrying about anything else. They don't have to pass the ball perfectly right now. They have an advantage. See, it is a very tight. There we go. There we go. That's what they're supposed to be doing. Put the ball up in the sky and let their jumpers take care of the ball. This is not time for a speed ball. They got to use what their advantage is.
But on the flip side, all Guatemala need to do now is trade point with them. And
exactly. And now I expect them to go to Neri. Mind you, Chinchilla has been doing well, so let's see where they're going to go. We got to see who's blocking as well. Well, the setter for DR is blocking on the outside, so that might make a difference. Go him. There we go. They expected to go there. It wasn't a hard hit ball, but you know, the DR back row is not as good as Guatemala's back row. The guy got his hand on the ball, but not well dug at all. I know he's cramping, it appears. But today isn't the...
They'd have been icing down Pineda at every opportunity that they could get to do that.
Well, this is also a tactic. So he might be feeling some cramps, but it's also a delay tactic, legal delay tactic, to try and get the ball out of the server's hand, to also try and slow the game down. At this time of the game, all the old tricks come out, Ray. Every old trick you can think about. You wet the floor, you check on everything that hurts you. And there they serve float to number 4. And they did go with the quick on that one against Andy. So now in the front row, Neri and Andy are in the front row, along with Lopez.
Pineda is now back in the game, the Liberio.
Yes, and I don't think they'll go to anybody else but Andy and Neri right now. And again, Neri did exactly what he did in the first set. There was actually a split block there, I believe, and I have no idea why he went for such a high cut. So 3-point game. And there they're going to get an oh, they didn't get the ace. Mistake in communication. Well, that's going to go nobody. Oh, and they got it dug.
Ooh, they're killing themselves in the Dominican Republic.
Unforced errors, man. They can't be doing these things. That's a miscommunication just now with the setter and the outside attacker. He got the ball, and you see, this is why you have to continue to talk. How many? We've seen it at least 3 times from the DR today, and that's because the players are silent. They're not talking to each other while running on the court to say where they're at. So, DR ran a 7-1, went 1-on-1 against Neri, and the DR player won that 1-on-1. So it's a 3-point game, but like you mentioned, Guatemala doesn't care at this point, so long as they can continue to exchange points. Guatemala in first rotation, and they changed back. They did back the double change. And they bad set. Okay, so we had 2 not so good transition plays by DR. They should be calling a timeout. I would expect Guatemala to be calling a timeout, because that's 2 bad transition plays. They had 2 opportunities in that rally to finish, and they did not. They gave the ball away on free ball and next time on arrow.
Both teams making crucial mistake down the stretch.
Yeah.
That mistake there from Guatemala, bringing back Dominican Republic right into this set. It's only a 2-point lead now for Guatemala.
Guatemala's got to stay with their money. Right now they need a good pass. I don't expect DR to be as aggressive on the serve as in the beginning. Remember how many service errors they were making? If they do that now, they're pushing themselves out. So I think they should depend on their block. They're a bigger team. They know that Guatemala is going to be a little bit anxious because at the end of the set. So let's see what happens. So we have like 3.5 passers. It's a float. Well, they went. And why? Well, it worked. It worked. But that, to me, was not a good decision by the setter.
It's just the quick thinking of Leonardo that made that that point look so good.
Yeah, well, you know, he's all the way up in the stratosphere, and so he managed to reach the ball and push it. But wasn't the best pass either on a very easy ball, but they went at Neri. And so Guatemala is now serving 23-20. Float serve. Terrible pass by a float serve. But they still end up getting the point. And again, you see that I don't know why they weren't doing that from the beginning, because that was not a good pass. And instead of just put the ball up high enough that their big jumpers can have an attack. I mean, the setter actually underhanded that ball up high, and it worked. It's bad strategy. Once you get the good pass and you go, like Andy's going to be the man. But no, Andy goes to the back row. That's the difference. So Chinchilla in the front row. along with the starting opposite, Flores, on the outside line. And of course, he will try to hit the ball hard, but that's what he does. Got to go high. All right, that was a double. The referee was nice to them, because that was a double. And Guatemala wins. This is good for FIVB and Central America volleyball, because it shows that we can play at a high level. Yes, DR will say that they did not have their full A team here, but that notwithstanding, it's a great win for Guatemala and the FIVB region.
Yeah, I think that whatever tournament, especially a tournament of this magnitude, you cannot just leave a contingent of player behind thinking that you will make it through with what you send to Belize. You know, if you're going to send your best, you know, you must take your hat off to Guatemala. They could have pulled after losing the first set, but they fought back in the second set. They took it away from the Dominican Republic and went on to take the next 2 sets to take the match. So a well-deserved victory for Guatemala, because they played as a unit and never cracked.
Yes, I know, and that they've known to be strong. You know, like I said at the start, that I thought they would be stronger mentally. I thought they'd be more efficient. I thought they'd be better in the back row. DR would have been better in the front row. And I still think that DR did not take advantage of their abilities.
Dominican Republic making some crucial errors in all sets. And that is what Guatemala utilizes and pull out the victory against them. It's not the Dominican Republic team that we saw yesterday that was so dominant, winning 3 sets. Even in their first game, they won by 3 sets. It wasn't the dominant team today.
Yeah, well, the difference is that Guatemala isn't the team that they played yesterday. I mean, Guatemala is not the same team that DR played yesterday. Guatemala brings a lot of pressure. Guatemala is a very efficient team. They don't make lots of mistakes. So that's the main difference. But I'm still very surprised that DR did not take more advantage of what their strengths are and take advantage of the weakness of Guatemala. In those areas they have weakness, so they have no excuse, and it'll be interesting in the press conference right now what they're going to say, because I'm really surprised at certain strategic moves they had.
I think Guatemala understands that this was the biggest test for them, and if they could have gotten over the hump of the Dominican Republic, which they did, that they could move through this tournament as the road gets easier for them. They could even go undefeated in this tournament, because this was the biggest test for them.
Yeah. Well, now Guatemala definitely has a very big boost of confidence, and having lost that set, I think they're going to try and finish the tournament without losing a set or losing any more sets, because these teams like to brag that they are so dominant that they did not lose any sets. So I think it's going to be very interesting. I also think Dominican Republic will be wanting to beat up on the rest as well, to try and make a point. So let's see what they can do. But a lot of Central American teams would have learned today that it's not always the size that will make you win.
Right.
You have to have the size. You have to have some size to compete. But the efficiency of Guatemala today, and the strategy and the tactics that Guatemala had was superior.
All right, what we'll do, we'll go to Patrick Jones now for interviews with the winning team and the losing team. Take it away, Patrick.
Started me, then I went turn around. Yeah. Started me, and then I went turn around to do the interview. Men's volleyball team. From what I was told, it is the first time that a senior Guatemalan team has defeated the Dominican Republic. what will this defeat mean for the Dominican Republic as they go forward in this tournament? We're going to try to find out right now. And joining me at the interview point is Jonathan Mercedes. Jonathan, I want to begin by asking you what went wrong in your game plan today. You came out expecting to win, to dominate, but something didn't work today. What didn't work?
Salieron hoy a la cancha esperando dominar, pero ¿qué fue lo que salió mal y tuvieron la derrota hoy?
Sí, salimos a la cancha esperando mantener el juego encima y dominar, pero creo que eso afectó un poquito porque se nos subió a la cabeza y nos fuimos arriba.
So it's a thing in our minds, in our heads. Yes, we were expecting to win, but it's something that happened in our head, mentally.
So what do you do now going forward for your next match? How do you adjust?
¿Cómo se ajustan ahora para el próximo juego?
Bueno, mañana nos toca entrenamiento, revisamos los puntos que fallamos y donde actuamos los errores y tratamos de corregirlo para darnos un partido mañana.
So in practice tomorrow, we will have to analyze our errors today, see what went wrong, what to adjust and what to do. So really, they have to study for tomorrow.
One of the things I noticed is that you are making a lot of errors. Why is that? There didn't seem to have been a lot of cohesion on the court.
Dice que observó que habían muchos errores en el equipo y que como que no se comunicaban o compenetraban bien. ¿Estás de acuerdo?
Sí, a un momento hubo que no estábamos de acuerdo, había muchos inconvenientes, que no nos comunicábamos mucho en las canchas.
A lack of communication among us.
Now, going forward, in particular for Team Belize, how do you see yourselves stacking up playing the likes of Belize?
Particularmente cuando se enfrenten al equipo de Belice, ¿cómo se ven para ese juego?
Bueno, el equipo de Belize es un equipo fuerte, lo vi jugar y tienen calidad, entregan todo en la cancha. Nosotros vamos a dar todo por el todo, esto no se acaba aquí, vamos a seguir luchando para adelante.
This is not finished yet. We're going to continue fighting, battling hard, and Belize has a high quality game.
Does this play on your psyche to have been defeated by a Guatemalan team?
¿Les afecta mentalmente haber perdido contra un equipo como Guatemala?
No afecta mentalmente porque ya estamos preparados para eso. No nos afecta mentalmente.
No, it doesn't. We are prepared for losing and winning also.
Jonathan, thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
Gracias. Igual.
All right, there you heard from Jonathan Mercedes. He is with the Dominican Republic, as I said. They lost today. They were expected to win, but the defeat for by Guatemala of the Dominican Republic means that Guatemala now remains the only undefeated team in this qualification tournament. And judging by the way they played today, will Guatemala earn one of those spots from this tournament and go all the way undefeated? That remains to be seen. And I'm joined now again at the broadcast point by Andy. Andy, I want to ask you, first of all, say congratulations to you. And obviously, everything worked for you today.
Felicidades primeramente y obviamente todo salió bien hoy, ¿verdad?
Sí, pues por la gracia de Dios se sacó el partido 3-1. Pues nos unimos desde el entreno en la mañana, pues empezó la unión del equipo desde que venimos también desde Guate, venimos bien preparados, venimos mentalmente a ganar el torneo, primero Dios sí se da, y en nombre de mi amigo que es mi hermano, que es Moisés Reyes, ¿verdad?
Okay, yes, he wants to thank God. The team is very united. They played together as a team. They're coming from Guatemala with that mentality, and they're playing for a teammate that just passed away, Moisés Reyes.
Going forward, how do you adjust? Does the victory over the Dominican Republic, a powerhouse in this region, does that give you an extra bit of energy going forward?
Dice que haberle ganado a un equipo tan potente como lo de República Dominicana, ¿les da a ustedes más energía y más poder en el torneo?
Sí, nos da más energía. No es cualquier equipo, como lo dijo el entrenador, pues es un equipo que han jugado contra Cuba, México, Estados Unidos, un equipo de bastante potencial. Pues nosotros también nos hemos enfrentado a Canadá, Estados Unidos, hemos jugado contra Cuba. Y pues la verdad es la segunda vez que nos volvemos a enfrentar con Dominicana. La primera nos ganaron y hasta ahora acá en Belice que se les pudo ganar.
So this is the second time that they faced Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic has an historic way of playing and against the highest ranked teams in the area. Also, Guatemala has done that, but we have never won to them before.
In Belize, we have a saying not to count your chickens before they're hatched. But I have to ask you now, with this victory today, do you think that you already have one of those spots sealed up?
Dice que hay un dicho en Belice, que no debes de contar las gallinas antes de que se haya quebrado los huevos. Pero esto los hace a ustedes sentir como que ya fueran campeones.
Bueno, pues la verdad, todavía nos faltan 3 pasos más. Queremos seguir con el mismo ritmo, con la misma fuerza, con el mismo entusiasmo. Queremos ganar este torneo, pues se le ganó al equipo más fuerte, que también Belice no se queda atrás. Es un equipo también que tiene potencial, porque tienen un entrenador también.
Well, he says, they're still 3 steps away. They're going to play with the same energy, the same attitude, the same preparation. Yes, they won to one of the strongest teams in the area, not leaving aside Belize also.
Now, my final question to you is, from the remaining team that you're yet to face between now and Friday, which team are you watching most closely as the team that you have to put extra effort to overcome?
De los 3 rivales que le quedan a Guatemala, ¿cuál de los 3 crees que es el equipo más difícil y del que deben de tener cuidado?
Bueno, pues la verdad eso me lo voy a reservar, porque son 3 equipos que no hay que confiarse, hay que jugarles porque ellos vienen jugando. Panamá, pues, y Nicaragua, El Salvador son aguerridos, ellos juegan, salen a jugar y en cualquier momento uno nunca sabe, uno se espera sorpresas inesperadas.
Well, he really doesn't want to say personally, but there are 3 very competitive teams, strong teams, Panama, Honduras, and El Salvador, and anything could happen. There could be surprises.
Again, congratulations and all the best in your remaining games.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
All right. There you had it, Andy from the Guatemalan team, and Guatemala continues to ride high on this victory. The energy remains, and let's bring in now the coach. And coach, give us an indication as to the performance of your team today. What was that like?
¿Cómo jugó tu equipo hoy? ¿Cómo lo viste tú en tus palabras?
No, mira, ante todo, felicitar a mi equipo. Lo hizo muy bien, se entregaron, combatieron y lucharon por la victoria.
Well, he wants to congratulate his team. They fought very well, they played very well, and they deserve to win.
I noticed that there were times during the game when you took some issue with the officiating, with the referee's calls. Did that at any point play on the minds of your team?
Dice que se dio cuenta que en algunos momentos del juego tuviste alguna diferencia con los referees, que si eso le afecta también al estado mental de tus jugadores.
No, yo siempre le digo que se puede poner enojar soy yo. Ellos no, ellos tienen que estar concentrados. Sí, se equivocan, nosotros también nos equivocamos, los atletas se equivocan, pero nosotros nunca hemos criticado el arbitraje. El arbitraje es parte, ellos hacen su trabajo y nosotros tenemos que hacer el nuestro.
Well, they're humans, they make mistakes. It's something that we have to deal with. He never criticized the referees. The players don't have to have any issues with that. He's the only one that can get mad.
Now, going forward, is there anything you're going to change in your game plan, given the outcome of this game?
Después de este resultado, ¿hay algo que cambiará en tu plan de juego para lo que falta del torneo?
No, mira, nosotros todavía nos falta mucho. Estamos en la mitad de la competencia, hemos jugado 3 partidos, nos faltan 3 partidos más. Tenemos que seguir preparándonos, tenemos que seguir entrenando, preparando para enfrentarnos a cada equipo. Repito, como lo dije una vez, todos los partidos no son iguales y la mentalidad de los muchachos siempre tiene que enfocarse en ganar los partidos. Pero bueno, con cordura, con mucha concentración y mucha disciplina táctica dentro de la cancha.
The mentality always has to be winning, with discipline, with composure. They are still at the half of the tournament. There are 3 matches ahead. They have to prepare, and 1 match at a time.
Now, given that your team was able to overcome what everybody thought a team that would have gone undefeated in this tournament, does that give you an extra bit of energy going forward?
Esto le da un plus o un empuje a Guatemala el haber vencido al otro invicto en el torneo.
Sí, mira, este tipo de victoria contra el equipo de Dominicana, tenemos que ver que el equipo de Dominicana tiene un equipo de mucha tradición, tienen un oficio, tienen años, sus jugadores en el nivel internacional son los campeones centroamericanos y del Caribe, y nosotros ganar el partido este nos da mucho más confianza. Los muchachos van a salir más confiados a cada partido y pensamos que podremos obtener los resultados que queremos.
Well, definitely. Internationally, Dominican Republic is a well-respected team. They are Central American and Caribbean champions. So yes, we must make a boost of this winning for our team and for my guys.
My final question, I'm coming to you, is that your team defeated my team earlier this week. After this tournament is over, I want to invite you back so that we can even the score.
Dice que tu equipo venció al mío. Entonces, que cuando esto termine, quiere invitar a Guatemala a que venga para que vuelvan a jugar contra Belice.
Ok, nosotros estamos a disposición y para nosotros nos hemos sentido muy bien, nos han atendido muy bien y quería felicitar a la organización del evento.
Yes, definitely. He wants to congratulate the Belize and the organizing committee. And yes, we are welcome to come back.
Coach, thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
No, gracias a ustedes.
All right. There you had it, an open invitation to Guatemala, and they said they have no problem with it, so we'll hold them to that after the tournament is completed. We don't have the coach for the Dominican Republic, but we are getting ready for the next game, and so we are going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll join Reynard Garbat at the announcing desk to bring you live play-by-play as we continue the coverage here on TNC 10, the FIVB Qualification Tournament. Back with more after this.
How many times have you been away from a TV when there's something on that you want to watch? Or someone's using the only TV in the house and you can't watch your show? Introducing My TV from Central TV and Internet that puts you in control of your TV time. My TV is designed with you in mind. Whether you're on the go, on break from school or work, or simply relaxing in your backyard, you can have access to local TV at your fingertips. Never miss a show again. My TV offers a 24-hour playback feature so you can go back in time to watch your favorite show. This feature also allows you to pause and watch at your convenience. My TV is available to anyone with internet, wherever they may be. Watching mobile TV has never been easier. Our apps are available on both Google Play and Apple's App Store. My TV works on most Android and Apple devices, including phones and tablets. Players for computers with Windows 7 and 8 or Apple MacBooks can be downloaded from the following links. With My TV from Central TV and Internet, you won't be a slave to your TV anymore. You can watch your programs at your own convenience. You don't have
that deals only happen once a year or only on special occasions. Walk into any one of our Central TV and Internet offices to get free installation, free modems, and free My TV subscriptions. Visit us whether you're in Belize City, Belmopan, San Ignacio, or Benque, or give us a call toll-free at 0800 Cable TV. Central TV and Internet. Bundle and save.
Bundle and save. Central TV and Internet.
watching the national channel. Don't go anywhere.